Hello friends. Hello friends. Today we are discuss the third chapter, issue of share capital. Already we are in the previous lecture we have discussed about the sources of finance. This is the first lecture of chapter number 3. I myself, Paresh Sangvikar, BYK College of Commerce. Issue of shares. Already we'll learn what is meant by the shares, what are the types of shares, what are the benefits of the shares in the previous chapter. In this video, basically we have discussed about the classification of a share capital. Share capital. Capital, the amount which is introduced by the proprietor or a shareholder. Share capital, the amount which is collected from the public, it is called the share capital. In this point, there are different types of capitals are there, which are to be interrelated or interlink with each other. One by one, we will discuss. I know that this point is deleted for this year, but this is one of the most important point which are to be knowing the concept of this share capital. First one, authorized capital or registered capital or nominal capital. The amount which is mentioned in the memorandum of association at the time of establishment of the company, at the time of registration of the company, it is called the authorized capital. There are different names, nominal or registered capital. At the time of next slide, I will again explain these points. That authorized capital is distributed in two parts, issued capital and unissued capital. Issued capital, the capital which is issued to the public, it is called the issued capital. There is a difference between authorized capital and issued capital is called the unissued capital. Whatever the capital is kept with the company, it is also called the unissued capital. Subscribed capital. That word already we have learned in the bookkeeping and accounting. Subscription, the amount which is received from the members or a shareholder, it is called subscription. Subscribed capital, whatever we have issued, out of which the response of the public is called the subscribed capital. Response of the public is most important word here. Unsubscribed, there is a difference between issued capital and subscribed capital is called the unsubscribed capital. At the time of separate slide, I will again explain in brief. That subscribed capital again distributed in three parts: called up capital, uncalled capital, and reserve capital. Company never collect all the amount of share at a one time, so that whatever company called installment of that particular share is called the called up capital. Here there is equity share of rupees 10. So that 10 rupees the company divided in three parts. Out of 10, 5 rupees company will called. 4 rupees is uncalled. Whenever next time they require the money, at the time of they will call. And 1 rupee is reserve. A reserve is a set aside of amount for a future calamities. It is called a reserve. So that 10 rupees is divided in three parts. Whatever required, it is called called. Whatever kept with, it is called uncalled. And whatever reserve means kept for future, it is called a reserve capital. Out of called up have again two parts: paid up capital and call in arrears. Even though there are some equity shares holders are ready to pay, but actual amount received from the equity shareholders or the applicants, it is called the paid up capital. And whatever not paid means the response is not given by the applicants, it is called call in arrears. Let's see one by one. Authorized capital, the capital which is mentioned in the memorandum of association, it is called the authorized capital. In memorandum of association, we also know that there are different types of clauses: name clause, object clause. Same as per, there is one of the most important part is capital clause. That authorized capital is mentioned in that capital clause. At the time of registration, this document is mandatory, so that it should be registered. The amount of capital should be registered. So that's why it is called a registered capital. The company never collect the amount more than that capital. So that's why maximum capital authorized by the memorandum of association. It is calculated considering the need of capital of the company. Whenever company want funds, definitely it is depend upon the need of that particular company. Need at present and also in future. So they make one point that so and so amount is required for the establishment or running of the company. So maximum amount should be written in this particular clause. It is also called a nominal capital. Then question is arising in front of us that suppose one of the company have registered their capital of rupees 50 lakhs and 50 lakhs is not sufficient, then what happen? Whether it can be increased or not, definitely it can be increased by altering its memorandum of association. Without altering in a memorandum of association, the company cannot issue the shares more than authorized capital. Let's take one example, whatever already we have seen in the previous slide. For example, one of the company, they have registered their capital like that, 1 lakh equity shares of rupees 10 each. It means that their authorized capital is 10 lakh rupees. It means that that company cannot issue more than 1 lakh equity shares. If they want to increase the share capital, they have to alter in memorandum of association. It is a mandatory. Otherwise, that issue called unauthorized. Is it clear? Second, issued capital and unissued capital. Authorized capital, we already learned that it is a maximum amount which has to be written in memorandum of association. Issued capital, it is a part of authorized capital. It is the share that company offering to the public. It is depend upon how much amount is required in present as well as in future. The issued capital of a company may be equal or less than authorized capital. I have already told in the previous slide that the company never be issued more than the authorized capital, but it may be issued equal to the authorized capital at a one time. Let's take one example. Authorized capital of a ABC company. They have registered in their memorandum of association 1 lakh equity shares of rupees 10 each. So they want to issue 40,000 equity shares. It means that they are required of 4 lakh rupees for the establishment. If they are required of 4 lakh rupees for the establishment, it means that they have to issue the 40,000. Out of 1 lakh, whatever equity shares offering to the public is called the issued capital. What is meant by unissued? The difference between authorized capital and issued capital is called the unissued capital. Here, 1 lakh equity shares, out of 1 lakh, the ABC company want to issue 40,000. 1 lakh minus 40,000, it means that 60,000 is the unissued capital of the company. There may be possibility in the examination, they will ask this question for true or false, maybe for short notes, or maybe for the terms. Explain the terms. Next, subscribed and unsubscribed. Now it is a part of issued capital. It is the amount which has to be subscribed by the investors. Suppose you want to issue, already we have taken the example of rupees 40,000 previously. Same example we have to take here. The company want to issue 40,000 shares. It means that they are required 4 lakh rupees. Whenever the company issue the shares, there are two types of subscription. over subscription or under subscription. Over subscription, whenever a public gives a more response than issued capital, it is called a over subscription. It means that here the example of rupees 40,000 equity shares and public means application is more than 40,000. It is called over subscription. Whenever it may be possible, there are under subscription, vice versa. Under subscription, the applications are less than issued of equity shares. It is called under subscription. So here we have taken an example that issued capital is 40,000. Out of 40,000, only 30,000 applications are with the company. It means that there is under subscription or over subscription. That is the example of under subscription, because issued of share is more than subscribe or applicant. It is called under subscription. So only 30,000 persons are ready to purchase a share of rupees 10 each. It is only a ready to purchase. It is not purchased by the applicant, so that even though there is a person they want to purchase, we cannot say that they are the shareholder as and when they paid actual amount of shares. Again, unsubscribed, there is a difference between issued capital and subscribed capital. Here issued capital is 40,000 and subscribed capital is 30,000 of equity shares. So subscribed capital is 3 lakhs and issued capital, they are issued 4 lakh rupees shares. It means that there are a under subscription of rupees 10,000 equity shares of rupees 1 lakh. Are you understood? The subscripted capital is always depend upon the goodwill of the company. Whenever company is new in the market, always there are a possibility there are the under subscription. If there is a very popular company, then there may be possibility of over subscription, because it is depend upon the goodwill of the company. Called up capital, uncalled capital, and reserve capital. Now, this point is depend upon the subscribed capital. Normally, company never demanded the full amount of shares. Here, share value is rupees 10. They required whatever there is demand, whatever the requirement of amount, it is depend upon the called up. It is one type of, we can say that, installment. The company collects the full value of share in installment as per the requirement of the funds. If one of the company want a full amount, they may be called, but basically it will not be happen in the market. Whatever installment, suppose there is a 10 rupees shares, the company can call first called of rupees 5, uncalled is 4, and maybe there is 1 rupees reserve. So every installment is called a call. In the next slide, I will again explain about that. Take an example, the subscribed capital of rupees 30,000 equity shares of rupees 10 is, it means that there is 3 lakh rupees. That 10 rupees is distributed in 3 parts of the company. They just called a first installment of rupees 5 each. It means that 30,000 persons are ready to pay the payment of rupees 10, but the company required a first installment of rupees 5 only. So called up capital, it means that the applicant, 30,000 applicants into called means demanded from the company. Demand is rupees 5 each. So that's why called up capital is 1,50,000. Uncalled, whatever the company not demanded, it is called one called. Out of 10, only 5 are demanded, 4 is not demanded, and 1 is reserved. So whatever 4 rupees, that 4 rupees is called a uncalled capital. It is again depend upon the subscribers. Here there is a 30,000 subscribers. So that 30,000 into 4 equal to 1,20,000. Reserve 30,000 equity shares of rupees 1 each. It means that rupees 30,000 is the reserve. So called up is the first installment. Uncalled, which is reserve, uncalled and reserve is kept with the company whenever they require, they demand to the subscriber, and it is mandatory to pay the demand, whatever demand from the company. Paid up capital and call in arrears. Total amount actually paid by the shareholders. Even though the company demanded 5 rupees, and we have a 30,000. Let's take one example. Even though there is a called up capital, 30,000 are the subscriber power, and 5 rupees called by that particular company. So 1,50,000. So that even though there is a 1,50,000, there may be a possibility that some subscribers are not paid. Only 20,000 applicants are paid rupees 5. So we have collected only 1 lakh rupees. Actually, amount received from the shareholder. Now they are the shareholders because they have to pay. They already paid. So that's why they are the shareholder. It is based on call because companies demanded 5 rupees. 20,000 persons are given the positive response, but some applicants are not given the positive response. As and when that 10,000, there is a, we can say that there is arrears. Arrears means that called up equity shares are the 30,000, paid up only 20,000. It means the difference between the called up capital and paid up capital is called a call in arrears. So 50,000 rupees is arrears, which has to be divided into 10,000 equity shares of rupees 5 each. That 10,000 equity shareholder has to be paid. It is a mandatory to the applicant to pay the share call. As and when the company demanded. If they will not pay, it may be that the company will go for the forfeiture of the shares because that shareholders of the applicants are not given the positive response of demand from the company. Let's see some, this is the memory chart. Already we have learned these points in this video. Authorized capital, issued capital, unissued capital, subscribe and unsubscribe capital, called up, uncalled, and reserve capital, paid up capital, and core areas. This is one of the most important terms for these chapters as well as the next chapter, because these words are arising everywhere. Issued, subscribe, uncalled, reserve, maybe paid up, call in areas. So that is this video is one of the most important video as a basics. Thank you. Thank you very much.